Greetings and leavers, this is SuperZombGBBQ, and today we are going to go into one of the most hotly anticipated WWE SuperCard Season 3 editions, the WWE Royal Rumble, which has been added as an amazing new gameplay mode. Now this is very similar to, let's say, Money in the Bank, but it has another couple of elements in it as well. Money in the Bank is probably the easiest way of comparing the two. Now the way that the Royal Rumble works is that you play a Royal Rumble match and you have 5 bouts, so it works very similarly to Ring Domination, to Road to Glory, to Money in the Bank, and to any other bout system games, where you have a bout system where you can refill those anytime you wish to by spending credits. Every time that you go into a bout, you are playing a PvP match. If you can't find a PvP match, my understanding is you play AI, but that's going to be very rare. Now when you jump into a Royal Rumble match, it's going to be very different to anything else you've ever seen in WWE SuperCard. When it comes to design, when it comes to the overall way the game plays. You select a card. Now you can see that I've got an Austin Aries card, a Kane card, or I also have a Brian Kendrick card that I can use. Now the first match is always just a random call. You would just put your card in and it just goes from there. You will fight Kofi Kingston, and Austin Aries disposes him very quickly. Now at this point you hold the ring if you have your superstar in the ring, and you have the option of choosing the next stat that is chosen. Now if 2 stats are chosen, the second one is completely random. By choosing a card, so for example we had Roman Reigns, we had Kane, we had Brian Kendrick, I know that by choosing those cards I will lose that card. So for example, if I chose Kane, I would lose the ability to choose Kane in the next match. Now instead I'm actually going to lose Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns has been lost, and I've actually also lost the ring as well. Every time I hold the ring, I get 1 point. If I'm the last person in the ring, I get 3 points. So in this one you can see TJ Perkins actually gets rid of Dolph Ziggler, and I then get my next card, which is the AJ Styles card. But for some reason, I'm going to now get rid of my AJ Styles card, and Baron Corbin is actually going to beat me because I used the wrong stat, or the stat on the other card was high leveled. But if you notice, when I actually use that card there, the TJ Perkins card or the Brian Kendrick card, I actually made a dent into Baron Corbin's overall stats. Every time you have a match, that stat will go down by the points that your cards has. For example, I used one card and it took Kane's toughness down by a certain number. Brian Kendrick was on the other side as well, and has then come in and Kane has been eliminated. So he is 1-0 up on me still, because neither of us actually held the ring for more than one game. As you can see, Bobby Roode then goes into the ring and makes a very short work of Brian Kendrick. Now, as far as I'm aware, your stats never recover, so every time you pick a card, you lose that card, and that card becomes unusable going forward. Now, we're going to see here, Big Show then gets in the ring and then has his ass handed to him by Carl Anderson. Probably something you're probably lucky to see now with the club, depending if they're jobbing or not. Darren Young is then immediately made great again by getting rid of Carl Anderson, and we now have our last 2 choices in the ring. Now, I'm 3-1 down at the moment, so things aren't looking so great, but I managed to get rid of Big E, which then gives me a 2nd point. And at this point, I'm still seriously thinking, am I actually going to be able to get through the rest of this match? I use my last card, which is a Heath Slater card, to get rid of the Charisma, and I get rid of Enzo Amore. So that means I'm the last person inside the ring. Although he's got 2 cards left, I've used up all of my cards, which means that my card on my side is the last one in the ring. It's not the last card standing, it's the last card that's in the ring where you've got cards on either side, if that makes sense. And you earn trophies every time that you complete a Royal Rumble match on how well you've done in the match, as far as I'm aware. Now, I don't believe you have any doublers for this, but if that was something that was available, then I'm sure they'll put it into the game. But one thing you do get a massive benefit from is the picks. And as you see, I put a ring round, the fact you actually get 12 picks for every single time you win a Royal Rumble match, and 6 for every time you lose. It's one of those mid kind of games in terms of length, a mid-length game, where you've got Wild and Ranked, which are very fast, quick, pacey, Money in the Bank, which is slightly longer. You've then got King of the Ring, which is super long, and then you've got this, which is like a mid-length game. Now that means that Royal Rumble mode will take longer to complete. As you saw, that one game took about 3 minutes to complete. But I'm going to get loads of picks as a result, and I can see it's been a very, very popular game mode, especially if you can pick any of your cards from your tiers, for as long as you're in that tier for that game mode. And I think with Royal Rumble, it's like Money in the Bank, where it takes the tier from your ranked or exhibition deck, so it's not based on what deck you have in your Royal Rumble. So when you do your picks, I was still an Ultimate Plus, even though my deck was only an Elite Plus. So I was hoping for my Elite pool and actually end up getting nothing. But yeah, again, I'm going to search for another game, and we're going to just see how this goes this time, because I might just slow down the action a bit, just to go give you guys a bit more of an understanding of how it works. Now, the rewards for this weren't really clear, so I'm not going to say which the rewards were, but we were shown a couple of some things that might end up as the rewards. But because this is developmental, just as a small disclaimer, things could change between now and release, which is on the 16th. They're facing Quasadilla now in a Royal Rumble match. We've found our next opponent, and hopefully this time it's not going to be so close to the wire. But hey, at least we made Darren Young great again. I mean, Bob Backlund's going to be happy at least. We're going to put Chris Jericho against Chris Jericho, Y2J on Y2J, and Y2J wins. We can class that as the non-list Jericho. We can class this as the Survivor Jericho from last season, or just non-list Jericho. So I'm going to forfeit my Seth Rollins. We're going to then have beneficiary of that is that we actually win the next match and we hold the ring, which gives us that 1 point. Going to a 2-point lead by us getting rid of Roman Reigns. Now we have a selection of cards here, but as you can see, Chris Jericho is almost guaranteed to lose this next match. It's almost a guarantee he's going to, because his stats are just gone. TJ Perkins is going to make quick work of Chris Jericho. And then we have Darren Young, the saviour. He is going to be the saviour, I hope so. TJ Perkins is out. Darren Young is great again. Oh god, I feel like I'm actually calling a real life match now. This is going to be great on Twitch. This is going to be fantastic, especially playing against real life other players. But AJ Styles, the phenomenal one. Well, it's AJ Styles. I mean, come on guys, you didn't expect anything else, did you? And that ultimate card is just amazing. Brian Kendrick comes in, tries to get the win, and Quasadilla as well. But that again, AJ Styles just kicking ass. We see that randomizer of the second one, but AJ Styles and AJ Styles equals AJ Styles loses. So Elite AJ Styles takes out Ultimate AJ Styles, which is a good thing. And now we're going to see potentially us using the Kurt Hawkins or the Seth Rollins card. I'm not sure, but we're still 2-1 up on Quasadilla. So just to clarify, I now need to make a choice within that red bar, which is the I didn't choose that actually at that point. So I just used my worst card, which was Kurt Hawkins. But Rusev from SummerSlam tier, a Season 2 appearance, a little cameo, pops in to get the win for the other team. 2-1, but Austin Aries comes back in and takes the match. So we are now 2-1 still. We've not managed to get ourselves another point. Hopefully this time Kane's going to forfeit himself, but Bobby Roode is going to go in and kick some tail. So at this point, it's still 2-1, but we do have a Bobby Roode, which is in the ring, which hopefully is not going to be too much hard work. And Big Show has managed to do, well, basically a lot of damage. Big Show has managed to do what he does in most Royal Rumbles, which is get lots of people out. So he throws out a second person. We now go 3-1 up, but he now has little to no charisma remaining. Now there's no support cards you can use in Royal Rumble mode, so just to mention that to you. You can see here, Big Cass also made light work of. So it does look like we're going to go into an incredibly high lead here, and Big Show is just cleaning up. 7-1, huge win against Quasadilla. And this is the kind of thing that you guys are going to expect to see in Royal Rumble yourself when you play the game mode. But as you saw, what did you think about Big Show just cleaning house there? It was crazy. And now one of the additional things you might have noticed on the back of my cards, whilst we're going through the picks, which you've got another 8 picks remaining at this point, they get ourselves a Dean Ambrose there, nice little reset, nothing too cool, but you know, it's decent. Ultimate Plus tier for the picks. Is you will notice that there's a different design on the back of the cards, and this was actually teased by WWE SuperCard. So what I wanted to show you next is these new things called card backs. But if you go to the card backs, there's some interesting new designs in there which are really, really awesome, and you can use these on any of your cards. Use a select one. You can't select which one's going on which card, for example. You just use a set of card backs. There's a couple of really good designs here. First, we've got the standard WWE SuperCard one. I hope that they'll allow us to use the Season 1 and Season 2 ones in the future. But John Cena, we've got Triple H, we've also got The Undertaker, which is one I was using at the moment. I can use the Ultimate Warrior, and the Ultimate Warrior seemed like the rarest one from what we were seeing. Dean Ambrose, the Yes Movement for Daniel Bryan, and Brock Lesnar as well there. So you can see that there's a couple of additional small little things in WWE SuperCard Season 3 that are really, really awesome and might actually personalise the game even more. The only other thing I think they could do to personalise the cards now is changing the arrows, or arrow change on an event card to be quite cool, but doing that will probably be harder than it probably sounds. Let me know what you thought of Royal Rumble and the card backs in the comment section below. Two amazing additions. I really enjoyed the Rumble. In fact, everyone did. There's a couple of others who got some games against each other in the PvP, so definitely worth checking some of the other content creators who managed to get themselves some game time on Royal Rumble mode and the ranked mode. Next content is going to be focusing purely on the ranked mode. It's definitely worth you tuning in for that, because we also get ourselves our first big pull of WWE SuperCard. Remember to like this video, subscribe to the channel. Remember to do that by clicking the button which will show up down here. Alternatively, pressing the red button or red subscribe button which you see either on your phone or on your PC, whatever it is. Also remember to turn on your notifications so you can be notified of any new Season 3 videos, because we've still got a ton of content coming for that. And I will see you guys soon. Remember to check the description below for Twitter, Instagram, Twitch and Discord links. I'll see you soon. One last thing before you go, and that is to sleep!